Today we're talking places with big potential, specifically a modern backyard office designed and built using J-frame. With more people working from home, architects are getting creative about compact, high-performance studios that feel really solid, they're quiet, they're comfortable all year round. So joining us this morning is Vicky Freeman from Sprout Architects, who recently designed and built their own backyard office using J-frame. They've lived in it, they've worked in it, they're testing how the J-frame performs in real-world conditions. So thanks very much for joining us this morning, Vicky. So Chris from Jukin tells me that you've had some hands-on experience with the J-frame. What inspired you to design and build a backyard office in the first place?
Oh, kia ora, Pete. Thanks for having us on. It's lovely. Well, when Simon and I first set up our architectural practice from home, we realised we needed more space and a way to separate our family life from work area. Since we're in the privileged position to have a house in section, it was natural to build a small 10 square metre office down the back, overlooking the stream, making the most of the bush setting. We're both hands-on, practical people. We like doing the physical work ourselves. This office gave us the opportunity to get stuck in and explore different construction techniques with materials that we like, because it was our time and money that we were putting into the project.
So when you began planning the build, what stood out about the J-frame in particular?
We started out designing a modular prefabricated office. We wanted to build roof and wall components ahead of time, store them, and then assemble them when time allowed. Having stable, highly engineered materials were important to us, materials that were predictable. We're not professional builders. A dependable material was going to give us the best chance of success. I first came across the product while working on the block, indeed, some time ago, probably like you did.
Yes, indeed.
J-frame stood out. It ticked a lot of boxes. Straight, stable, engineered and predictable. These factors seemed to be a great fit for our little project. And it was easy to design with, and it fitted in with our workflow. We could use 3604 for sizing and spans. We also wanted to design efficiently and have minimal framing to decrease thermal bridging to make our office a higher performing building. Possibly the deciding factor was that Simon has a thing for joinery. He makes furniture when he can, so the J-frame was stable and predictable. He could cut up the parts, leave them for weeks in storage, and they would be exactly as planned when it came time to assemble.
So when you did get into the cutting and nailing, how did the J-frame perform?
I think it goes back to it being uniform and predictable.
Yeah.
I don't know if construction ply and standard timber would have stayed just so after all that time. As amateur builders, it's nice to not worry about how to straighten a stud or get confused about which way to lay a bow joist or wonder if a knot should be plain flat. We don't have a feel for construction tolerances the same way a builder does. That comes from experience. Using J-frame meant we didn't have to address that.
So what projects are you guys working on now?
Oh, we have a lovely little batch down on the water in Pawanui that should be starting on site soon. Great views out over the harbour. We're also helping a couple of local families in our community extend their homes. These ones are really rewarding, so gratifying to help growing families adapt their homes so they can stay where they are. We believe this builds really stronger communities and more resilience to the area. We also have the bread and butter terraced homes and renos, and we're slowly working through the design of our own subdivision development. Just a couple of modest, detached 3-bedroom family homes on compact sections, space sufficient but still a freestanding home with a garden. Naturally, we're intending to tinker with some advanced framing techniques and make it as easy as possible for the builders. J-frame will probably be part of that equation.
And finally, if you're talking to your fellow architects or into homeowners as well, considering J-frame for a small studio, what would you say?
So give it a go. It's fun to work with. It performs predictably. And if you're a stickler for precision like Simon, you'll love it. Also, if you can try some alternative uses, we charred some of the J-frame timber for some exposed joists on a storage loft. It added a really beautiful texture to the space.
It sounds really interesting. I'll have to check that out. Now, if you want to know more about Sprout Architects, go to sproutarchitects.co.nz. To learn more about J-frame and Triboard, go to jnl.co.nz.